Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be talking about my smartest ways for fat loss, in my opinion, that has worked for my clients and for me being a coach. So we're going to ask the question, we need to be in a caloric deficit. This means energy in, energy out. Energy in means the amount of foods that you're consuming. Energy out is basically the movement, your basal metabolic rate, and this leads me into the TDEE. So this stands for total daily energy expenditure. Okay, this is the makeup of your calories going out of your body. So BMR is about 70% of your calories burned. So this is the calories burned at rest. Next, you got thermally effective food. That means 10% the amount of foods you burn through digestion. Next is NEAT. So NEAT just means incidental exercise through walking, going to groceries, all the stuff that is not actually planned. And this leads me into exercise. Exercise is only 10%. So people that try and train like 6 to 7 days a week and expect to see change. To a level, you should be training for strength and hypertrophy, which means muscle growth. Just looking at exercise just to burn calories is not going to get you to a calorie deficit and lose body fat. This is where NEAT can be important, like getting your steps in. Depending on your goals, that's going to get you the extra calories that you need in order to be in that deficit. So for example, we've got on my left side, energy out, which is the amount of calories you burn, and obviously the energy or calories that you consume will be slightly lower. So therefore you will get into a deficit and start to lose weight and body fat. Again, this can vary from individual. This is just like an overall general idea, but obviously everyone is a little bit different. So now that you've got the idea of what a caloric deficit and total daily energy expenditure, we can look at either manipulating the nutrition or training with our goals of fat loss. First, we look at high protein. Consuming anywhere between 1.5 to 2.2 grams of protein a day, depending on your body weight, will allow you to help the body repair muscle, keep you fuller for longer. Essentially, these are the building blocks for the foods that you have, and most people don't get enough of protein, so this will be the priority in order to not consume extra calories and keep you satisfied for longer. Having enough protein is one of the most important macros in your diet, so this is something I will prioritize, and most people don't get enough of it. My next tip is find out your current macro and calorie target. You can be eating healthy or eating enough, but you could always be in a surplus and you don't even know it, okay? And again, if you aren't accurate with it to a level, if you're serious about your goals, then looking at how much you're actually eating is so important. So looking at your calories, your protein, carbs, and fats are going to be the key things, and obviously protein is what you want to be hitting when it comes to your macro. So to calculate this, there's plenty online you can check out, or if not, you can reach out and DM me and find out what your current macros are in more detail, and then pretty much that's something you can work off, okay? Next is tracking your food. What I said before is finding out your macros. The next thing is to look at your ability to track your food. Weighing your foods. Again, this is not for everyone, but if you are, serious and frustrated of where you are right now of losing body fat, at least making that commitment to weigh your foods, understand what is actually going in and out of your body. And when we do know how much we can eat, we can look at, hey, we're actually in caloric deficit. And when you can see what you actually eat, you can look at weighing yourself. I would say to start off, you can go once a week, but ideally you want to look at average in a week and see whether you are trending downwards about, depending on your weight, let's say half a kilo to 0.8 of a kilo a week, just depending how aggressive the drop will be, okay? And generally, if you look at your maintenance calories, you do want to be slightly around 200, 300 calories less than what you normally would be, okay? And at that point, that's where you should be able to see a change. Guess what? Hunger discomfort is completely normal, especially if you're going into a fat loss phase and trying to lose weight. This is why your mindset is important when it comes to losing body fat, because when you understand these cues are normal, you understand that, hey, look, when I'm hungry is normal, I'll continue with it. Again, you don't want to be too aggressive. If you're super hungry and starving, you can't function. Obviously, that's not what we want to be. We want to be in a position where we are hungry but able to function well. This ties into tracking your food, because if you're overshooting yourself and going too aggressive, this is where we get stressed and other aspects will be more challenging. And this is where potentially getting professional advice is super important to keep you on track and actually see results that you're seeing. Otherwise, you can have that rebound effect of eating more than you should. So bonus tips for hunger management is chewing your food slowly. A few studies have said that chewing your foods slowly will allow the receptors of your satiety will kick in a lot sooner. If you just swallow the food in very quickly, you're unable to allow that to happen, and therefore, guess what? You consume more calories than you should. As humans, we eat with our eyes. Of course, if something looks good, then we're going to be inclined to eat it. So therefore, looking at surrounding yourself with foods that I wouldn't say aren't appetizing, but in a way, if you're surrounded by cakes and fried foods, you're going to be lean towards that. So looking at foods that are more nutritious and macro friendly is going to be very important to keep you on track. And last one is smell. Of course, if you've walked past and you've smelled some coffee, you're potentially going to look at having some coffee. If you're going to drive past, I'm sure we've experienced it before, we drive past fast food place and we've smelt some food and hunger hormones start to kick in and we do want to eat more. So the environment is very important in terms of managing your hunger levels. So that being said, you can use these tips as a guide to help you decide what works and what doesn't work for you. But again, at the same time, if you are serious about getting to lose body fat and being frustrated in this current position so you can feel good and confident in your own body and skin, then try these tips out. Hope this helped. I'll be doing more videos like this based around nutrition, mindset, just to give you guys the value and more of an insight. I usually post on my Instagram, but being on YouTube, it allows me to have a more in-depth approach and be able to explain my point a bit further for those that do want to hear it. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and share it with anyone that you feel like that could help. See you in the next one. Peace.